발포! 행공화 위협 사격 개시. 마스터 아몬. 시계불량! 시계불량! 야, 태권도 뭐 하는 거야? 반복한다. 당장 격파하라. 인멸방ton.
Hi all, welcome to the Atreides Data Center channel, a place where we discuss films ranging from the old school to the newest. Today, we will discuss Hijack 1971, which will be released in 2024. Hijack 1971 is a thriller film that is loosely adapted from the real incident of the hijacking of the Korean Air F27 plane on January 23, 1971. This film takes the audience into the tense atmosphere on board the plane that experienced a crisis where gunmen force passengers and crew to face a life-and-death situation. Set against a backdrop of geopolitical conflict, the film explores courage, betrayal, and hope in extreme situations. Tensions rise as the hijackers reveal their motivations, which are not only political but also have elements of personal revenge. The conflict between passengers, hijackers, and the plane crew shows moral complexity amidst great pressure. What makes this film special? Come on, let's discuss it. The film begins with a scene where Captain Tae-in and Dong Cheol are practicing maneuvers with a fighter plane. Then, an order came from superiors to immediately catch one of the passenger planes, which was approaching the North Korean border. It turned out that the co-pilot of the passenger plane was an Air Force Reserve soldier, Seo Min-soo. Tae-in appealed to Min-soo via radio to change the direction of the flight, because the plane was almost entering North Korean territory. But Min-soo refused. Tae-in's superior orders the fighter plane to fire warning shots, but Min-soo doesn't budge. Feeling something is wrong, Tae-in tries to check on the passengers and has a strong feeling that this is a plane hijacking, but the boss doesn't care about that. He then ordered Tae-in to shoot the plane's engine. Because Tae-in was worried about the safety of the passengers, Tae-in did not obey his superior's orders and let the passenger plane escape into North Korean airspace. As a result, 51 South Korean citizens were taken to North Korea. As a result, Tae-in was scolded by his boss. His superiors insist that this is Min-soo's act of defecting to North Korea, while Tae-in is sure that this is a plane hijacking because Tae-in knows Min-soo very well. Min-soo is unlikely to defect to North Korea. This results in Tae-in being relieved of his duties as a fighter pilot. After some time, finally several passengers on the hijacked plane were returned to South Korea. But only 39 people, and Min-soo is not included in the list of 39 people. From the testimony of 39 people, the remaining 11 are isolated in North Korea. 1 year later, Tae-in now works as a co-pilot for Korean Air. And the flight begins with Tae-in, the co-pilot, going through a normal flight routine with a veteran captain and professional crew. Initial tension builds through mysterious interactions between several characters, providing hints of the hijacking to come. As the plane reached a stable altitude, hijacking began. A gunman threatens the safety of all passengers and crew, demanding that the plane be diverted to a specific region to meet his political demands. Amidst the panic, Tae-in and flight attendant Ha Jin work together to calm the passengers. However, the pressure from the hijackers makes many of the characters face a moral dilemma about whether they should fight or cooperate. It turns out the main motive is money. This hijacker was one of 39 passengers previously held captive by North Korea. North Korea is providing a competition of $2 million for those who can do the same thing. The hijacker this time is named Yong-dae. Yong-dae does have a sibling who lives in North Korea, but Yong-dae lives in South Korea with his sick mother. Then suddenly there was a surprise inspection. Yong-dae was suspected of being related to the communists, but in fact at that time, Yong-dae had no contact with his family at all. There is one scene where one of the police slips a communist clipping into Yong-dae's book. Yong-dae was slandered by the police as a communist henchman and dragged him in for interrogation. Yong-dae experienced torture when he was taken by the police. One of them is by pouring hot water on Yong-dae's body. Then the scene continues where Yong-dae returns home to find his mother dead and a corpse. There were lots of maggots all over his mother's body, because when Yong-dae was taken for interrogation, it was winter and his mother was sick. Hurt because of this action, Yong-dae decided to hijack the plane. The situation became even more tense when the hijackers gave an ultimatum, warning that the bomb they were carrying was ready to detonate. Tae-in, although nervous, manages to contact the ground in secret for help. In the process, he must pretend to obey the hijackers' orders to protect the lives of everyone on board. Meanwhile, Ha Jin secretly strategizes with Tae-in. They try to identify the hijackers' weaknesses by exploiting the situation. Tae-in told Dong-gae that the plane was running low on fuel and had to make an emergency landing to refuel. Then the plane could continue its flight according to Dong-jae's wishes. Tae-in's plan was revealed when the hijackers became suspicious, and the plane did not land and continued its flight to North Korea. Yong-dae said that why should survive in South Korea but become trash? It's better for Tae-in to work together to hijack the plane so he can be considered a hero when he lands in North Korea. Of course, Tae-in, who has a strong patriotic spirit, strongly refuses Dong-jae's invitation. Then, there were second South Korean fighter planes that warned the passenger plane that it was about to turn around, like what happened at the beginning of the film. But this time, Tae-in is the co-pilot of the passenger plane, and Dong Cheol is the fighter pilot, who urges the passenger plane to reverse its flight direction. Dong Cheol is ordered to fire a warning shot. But the situation this time is different from last time. This time, the North Korean MiG squadron was ready to face the South Korean fighter planes, which only numbered 2. One wrong step could lead to war between the two countries. Dong Cheol's colleague is forced to shoot down a passenger plane. The climax of the story occurs when Tae-in and Ha Jin carry out a heroic action by carrying out difficult maneuvers to avoid machine gun fire from their colleague Dong Cheol's plane. When Dong Cheol's partner was about to fire a missile, Dong Cheol blocked him with his fighter plane, because Dong Cheol was very sure that this was not the act of the co-pilot defecting, but rather an act of plane hijacking. Almost entering North Korean airspace, Tae-in performed a 90-degree maneuver. The plane dived sharply upwards so that Dong-gae lost his balance and paralyzed the hijacker. fierce battle, they manage to take back control despite physical and mental injuries.
경고한다. 움직이지.
있습니다. 기장님, 랜딩 기어 고정이요. 발공하겠습니다.
Tae-in finally succeeded in making an emergency landing on the coast of Chodo Beach in the Koesung area, South Korea. This film ends with a touching atmosphere when the surviving passengers and crew express their gratitude to Tae-in and Hyejin. But Tae-in's co-pilot dies from blood loss. The story ends on an emotional note about the importance of courage, unity, and humanity in the face of great danger. Even though it is full of action and emotional drama, the tempo of the film sometimes feels slow, especially in the middle part. However, the heroic climax and moral message about courage and unity make it a satisfying watch. This film is suitable for fans of history-based thrillers. Don't forget to share your opinion in the comments column. See you in the next film storyline. Don't forget to like and subscribe so this channel can grow